Zion or Luka?
Luka. I mean, and again, we're getting small doses of what Zion could be,
right.
okay, in regards to where he's going in the future. His game will continue to improve. But for me, if I'm a GM and I'm looking at how to structure my team in regards to winning championships and who's going to be that leader, okay, I need someone who's versatile, who can command the double team in regards to on the perimeter, okay, that can also make plays for his teammates. And Zion can do a lot of this. But what Luka can do in regards to open space, knocking down jump shots, the passing ability, but also the upside in regards to where he goes, how he creates for his teammates, okay? There's not a lot that you can take away from Luka on the court. He can beat you off the dribble. He may not be over athletic, but he can get to his spots. He can pull up for the jump shot. He can shoot deep. He can finish inside through contact. He gets to the free throw line and is very efficient there. So when you're talking about an all-around player that gives you versatility in your game planning, it's Luka from that perspective. I kind of look at, I think, Larry Bird, Dominique Wilkins. Here's a comparison in regards to what you have. Dynamic score with Dominique, but Larry kind of gave you something different all the way around. Do I think the involvement of Zion will come? Because we're getting small doses.
Well, that's what I was going to say is why you seem certain or not
you're asking me today.
Like, I know, but Zion is an untapped potential.
Right. But I don't know if he has the same, if I'm looking at a team.
So you're going bird in hand.
I'm going bird in hand right now. Okay. Will Zion eventually grow? Of course. But if we're talking about today, I know what Luka can give me and what he provides to a team and how he opens it up for his teammates. I know he's over here looking at it.
yeah. Can't wait to get in on this. All right. Well, what do you got, agent?
If I'm building a team, agent, what have you, I'm building it with Luka. Mm-hmm. You hinted on it with his versatility. You know, there's 4 qualities that we look at in building a team. There's speed and quickness. I think those checks go to Zion. But there's size and length. When Luka is going to be 30, 31, 32, he's still going to have tremendous size. He's going to be 6'7", and he's a big man. And he's a point.
Zion's a big, I mean, 6'6", 280.
6'6", I mean, but if Zion loses a little bit of speed and quickness.
And
athletic ability. His game completely changes. Luka's game is not going to change. Luka is a very interesting player is because we can't speed him up.
Yeah.
Luka's been around the league now, and no one can speed him up.
Right.
I am really concerned watching him play because he plays the game at a championship pace right now as a young player in this league. Right. You can't speed him up. You know, he reminds me of a player that you covered, and I played with, Chris Mullin.
Sure.
Right. We're not going to, I used to always joke with Chris, when are you going to lose a step? Because we don't know when he's going to lose a step. Luka just is moving at his pace. Right. You can't tell, and Luka plays the game at a championship pace as a, 22-year-old right now.
Brandon Roy was like that, too.
Right.
Zion, the one attraction with Zion is from a box office standpoint.
Yes.
If my business ops are in the meeting, they're probably saying, hey, let's rethink this. The other concern that I have with Luka is, like, he is playing at that pace. He looked beat up to me last night. Like, physically, I am concerned about his, we talk about Zion and have questions because of the knee issues. I have some questions about Luka in terms of, can he maintain that body? I know he can perform, and I would pick the same Luka on that. But I actually have issues. I have questions about both of them and their longevity because of their physical.
Right. And I get that too, but I think what favors Luka is what kind of favored Dirk.
Right.
Okay? That his game is going to be his game. Let's say Luka gets injured. He's not relying on quickness and athleticism to be able to get his shot. He understands how to create space in order to get his jump shot and to get his spot. So he's not relying on that in order for his game to be very efficient. Whereas Zion, again, he's still learning.
Yes.
He's going to learn the intricate ways to not always have to power through and use his athleticism. But if he doesn't develop that, the other core of his game, if that athleticism begins to dissipate.
Well, we already saw it last night. I thought the Dallas Mavericks.
Well, he was a little tired from that back-to-back.
But they didn't let him feel the defender. They made a point of laying off him, and you can tell that Zion wants to feel you and then make his moves. And when he doesn't, he was tripping, he was taking a fat mid-range jumper. Like, he looked like a different player. And so, to your point, yes, he's going to have to evolve.
No, because they can't. In regards to setting, we talked about this yesterday. You can't set a precedent because Jim Dolan is not running an organization the way you want him. if he was affecting the bottom line number-wise revenue for the rest of the league in regards to how he operated. Now there's cause for concern, and owners can get together and say, listen, this is affecting not only just the Knicks, but the overall revenue generation in the league, okay? So as much as you want to do, and I used the Sterling example yesterday as a precedent here, it was something egregious that was done that allowed the owners to get together to say, we can't have this.
Right.
But for years, they understood that Sterling wasn't going to pay money. He wasn't going to improve his facilities. He didn't care because the revenue that was shared among the teams was getting distributed, the TV money.
And going into his pocket.
It was going in his pocket. As much as because if you do it with one person, now, okay, what about this owner over here? He's not doing it. This owner over here is not doing it. Now the NBA can't just go out and say, okay, Jim, you need to sell the team.
Well, I think it was Shakespeare who said, the drama belongs on the stage. We continue to talk about the New York Knicks and everything that's happening off the court, right? We're talking about everything other than what they're doing on the court. I'm gonna try to give you a little, secret or a little behind-the-scenes look here. Every executive in the league understands that the New York is a very attractive job. It's a very attractive job in many ways, right? They've drafted well. R.J. Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, Trier, Knox, they've drafted well. They have excellent contracts to work with. All their players are on 1- and 2-year deals. They don't have any poison contracts that are just long-term, right? They have an ability. It's New York City, so free agency is going to always be there. Every player is a brand, but we also understand that New York is not for everyone. Okay, and then when you look at the big,
that, they have not been able to land a
New York
big-named free agent.
I get that. They haven't been able to land, but it's available. Everyone in this league knows that if you go to New York City and you win in New York City, that's a different animal all into itself. That's a fact.
Okay.
That's a fact. And then they have young players who we know from within could be really good players in a year or two. R.J. Barrett could be an all-star. Mitchell Robinson he's shown flashes of what they're doing. Every executive understands in this league that that's a very attractive job. And we have to give the people their credit because they have made it attractive of what they're doing right now.
But I'm not saying fix the front office. And to your point, yes, I know that you can't move Jim Dolan. Fix doesn't mean remove Jim Dolan. But look, the NBA once upon a time, one of its slogans was, it's fantastic. You have Jim Dolan, what he's doing is he's going after fans, including one of your most visible, Spike Lee, who loves the Knicks and loves the game of basketball. He made a freaking movie about it, for God's sake. That's who you are disenfranchising. That's who you're alienating. So from a PR standpoint, the league has to publicly, and I'm sure privately they've made a call, but publicly you have to say, we're going to talk to Jim Dolan.
About what? About Spike Lee?
Yes, But
that's not a league problem. That's an individual.
No, this is the league. This is a league problem. No, the perception that Jim Dolan can abuse and abuse any fan that he wants. The ticket buying public that he can.
You're talking about with the other fans too.
Yes, the whole package.
Okay,
the whole package.
I'm speaking about Spike Lee. I'm talking about the whole package with.
But
the
Spike Lee leads the parade.
Yeah, no, but I think.
Well, wait. Why is Spike Lee different as a fan?
What I'm saying, okay, what is Adam Silver going to do? Allow Spike Lee to come back through the employee interest?
It's not that.
You saying they got to make a public statement that says what?
That we are talking to Jim Dolan about what's going on with the New York Knicks.
Okay.
Nothing may change. Nothing may change. But the NBA, in saying nothing, suggests that they are quietly condoning this behavior. And it's gone to the point now with who you are. Look, if you want to fire GMs, if you want to mistreat coaches, even former players, if you want to do all that, okay, it's not a good look. It's stupid, but I can't stop you. But when you start to take shots at fans, when you start to mistreat the people that support your franchise and your league, the league has to say, okay, we need to talk about this.
So you're saying fix it from a public perspective, not getting rid of.
Can't get rid of it.
So that's where I'm looking at.
Show that you care.
I'm looking at the question in regards to kind of getting rid of, because I know Oakley's like get rid of them. You're talking more so from the public perception perspective.
Yes.
That I get that. I agree with that.
Speaking of, when I turn gray, I hope I look as good as Charles Oakley. Man.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. And be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.